Hey kids, Mark Miller here. Welcome everybody. Glad you're with us. And let me just do a refresh on one of my pages. And let's jump right into the code. We are in.
Surly Dad is in the house.
Surly Dad. By the way, check out your tweet. I'm so quiet. Hold on. Let's correct that. Check out. Well, I can crank up my gain a little bit here. Crank those up. How's that sound right there? Oh, wait. No. It's pro move here, kids. Sorry about that. That may be too loud now. Maybe crank that gain down a little bit now. How's that? Checka. Sorry about that. It sounds like your mic is in the next room. It was there. Surly Dev, thanks so much. You're 94% away through your fasting. Congratulations. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was not a pro move. Yeah, I like your graph in the chat room. Still quiet. It's still quiet. Checka. I'm showing signal here. Checka. I can crank up the gain more. Checka. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep. How's that? I'm gonna see what you think about that for a little bit. Let me listen. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It's a little bit quiet. But I can also crank it up over here too. The headset mic. I'm showing signal though. It's showing that most of it's going out, so I think we should be okay. Bearable. Has quiet speakers. They will struggle to hear you. Still, okay. Well, let me do this. I'm going to crank up gain. The problem with cranking up the gain is it doesn't do well. It's not great on... let me see here. Hold on a second. Check. Oh, you know what? I got it. Check. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I think between those latest changes, see if you like that. So now how's that? Right there. Much better? Okay. Much better. All right. Thanks, Surly. Thank you. Yeah, this is a tricky thing to solve, the audio. I'm getting better at it, I think. But part of the steps of getting better required that I get more equipment, in which case there's more to learn, more to wrap my head around. All right, let's pick up where we left off yesterday. So yesterday, holy cow, I like it when I can turn my speakers down a bit. Okay. So, hold on, D&D map spike. Margins, no. We were out over in here, and we were kind of getting to the point where we were working on the loading and the saving is kind of where we were. I kind of worked out this rough, I wouldn't call this is roughed out. We'll have to take a closer look at it. There may be things that we're missing. And it occurred to me that it would be nice to get a save and to look at the results of the save just to kind of see where we are so far. So I think I want to do that. So I'm going to come in here and let's create a new function called save. And I guess we'll pass in a file name. No, yes, no. You know what I've decided? I think I want the map to hold its file name. The map object. Could be Self is with us. Could be Self. I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of that fanfare, buddy. That is some awesome stuff. Copperbeardy's here too. How's it going, Copperbeardy? I noticed your fanfare didn't play, but I bet because the other one was playing, so we're just waiting on a message to come out. Let me try throwing the letter S into the chat room. There's Copper Beauty.
Copper Beauty is in the house.
Copper Beauty's in the house. So glad you're with us. All right, so let's do this. Let's work with this file name. This year, plants are sprouting already. This is awesome, Copper Beauty. So we were talking to you about a year ago, I feel like, right? You had, it was at least, maybe not quite a year ago, but it was like at the end of the growing season, and you were, you shared with us a picture of your sunflowers, and that inspired your intro, as I recall. So it seems like whoa, time has just passed by in a hurry. All right, so let's look at this. We'll say file name. Is it fair to say the map has a file name? I think it is. I think we'll do that for now. My wee 8-foot sunflower. Yeah. So I think it goes like this. If is null white space empty of that, then I want to say get file name, get map file name, get map file save name, something like that. We'll have some UI up there. Let's declare this. I'm wondering if we should save this or not. I think I'm okay saving the file name in the file. I think it's not a big. There's not a big consequence if we get to answer this question wrong, but I'm also kind of thinking, well, does that really make sense? Then what are we going to use? So we open up the file. What happens if they rename it? Is it useful at all? And I'm almost thinking it's not useful now. So let's not put it in for now, and we can change that later if we need to. Get map file name, and this was the, let's have a method that returns a string here. And for now, let's hard code this because, you know, doing UI for loading and saving files has never been, I've never been a fan of it. It's never been easy to do, I feel. And when it was easy, then we switched to WPF and it was not so easy anymore. Is my sound level still okay? Am I clipping? It looks like I might be clipping a bit. I'm going to just turn that down a bit over there. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go to the assets folder. Whoops, wrong button. Okay, here we go. Let's bring this up over here. And in maps, so these are the assets. This is the assets folder for the Dragon Humpers special effects, all the stuff that we're doing here. So a lot of these are consist of just PNG files. So like, for example, the fireball effect that you see sometimes showing up here like that. That's what's here. We've also got some sound effects in here as well. The sound effects are here. And for example, announcer, player names, and we've got a little cutie here. Can I play this? If I double click it, it should play somewhere. This is what's played when little cutie's screen comes up. That's taken a while to open Audition. So, and Adobe's like, log in, Mark. We want to make sure it's you. Yeah, okay. Not going to do that. And then they're like, Adobe's like, well, then you can't use our app if you don't log in. They want me to log in every single time that I searched online for it, and apparently some configuration issue, which involves like probably an hour's worth of my time to figure out. And I'm just like, all right, fine, I'll just log in every time I need to use it. Instead of figuring out the answer to that question. By the way, folks who may be interested, so I am moving like tomorrow. So tonight might be the last night I spend the night in this house, and then I'm in a new place tomorrow. And we have been down to the wire trying to get fiber optic to this house, going through some crazy stuff. Yesterday, one of my workers was brilliant and solved a number of problems that I'd been worried about in one day. We're laying cable from the business next to us over across to our place. He attached the end pieces for the cable, the RJ45 connectors, and performed tests on both of those. And this is not a guy who would necessarily claim those to be his skills. Yeah, down to the wire. Literally. And the wire is like, it's crazy too, because the wire goes over a stream, and he's got it. He wired it in through. He found a metal tube that supports it's not a metal tube. It's kind of like a tube, but it's an extruded square, but it's kind of bent, and that supports the base, one side of the base of the bridge over the river. And he found a way to get it through, so we didn't have to dig under the river. And he solved that problem, and he bought testing equipment to test to make sure the connection was valid on both sides, and showed us the test, sent them to me via video. And I'm just like, whoa, the basket of things that could go wrong just diminished yesterday with this guy's work. So I was super impressed with that. Today is part 2 of that. Tonight, I will be working with another IT expert down here, and we will be setting up the switch and the other equipment to continue to transfer the signal and get it into our house, which means tomorrow's show, if everything goes quick. Well, I could be probably doing from tomorrow from here. So that means next week's show. Am I here next week? Hold on, kids. I think I'm not here next week. Next week, I might do a Tuesday show, but I'm going to be off for sure on the 29th and 30th. I think I might be doing Tuesday's show next week. His name isn't MacGyver. Yeah, it's like the Costa Rican equivalent of MacGyver. It was super, super impressive. Yeah, down to the optical fiber. Surly says it might be away. It's not a show without Surly. It's not. Surly's like our best nemesis friend. Surly Dev says, my girlfriend is over in the next few weeks. Okay, then. So anyway, we got, you know what? I think I can play this by right-clicking it and saying, what do I want to do? Open with Windows Media Player. That'll probably let you hear the sound.
Little cutie!
Yeah, that sound occurs when it's Little Cutie's turn. So I've got all of these things in here. In the sound effects, and most of these contain the PNGs. But then I've got this maps folder. And the maps folder is kind of holding two purposes. Well, I put it here, I put all the stuff here to begin with, because I was thinking about writing this in TypeScript. And if I was going to do it in TypeScript, I had to know where everything is, which means everything had to be in the www root folder or a descendant of that, so I could access it from TypeScript. As I started, working on the D&D Maps spike, which is what it's still called, still calling it the spike here, I kind of settled in on creating the map editor in WPF, and I'll create a separate viewer app also in WPF, and I'll create a separate viewer in TypeScript as well. That will be overlaid over the game. I'm pretty sure about that second part. Pretty sure I'm going to do that because I want to exploit the game engine I already wrote, because, hold on, let's get to another folder here. We've got, hold on, what do we got here? We have, trying to remember the folder I put it in. I'll have to just find it off of my D drive here. I think it was in D temp, and yeah, Monster Production is the name of the folder. So so the idea here is that I can take a 3D element, render it. And so I'm starting, you may have seen the, hold on, let me move this over a little bit to the side so you can see the preview. And give me that preview there. There's the preview right there. So I render it from After Effects, and it comes out like this. And so inside After Effects, I've got the ability to load up a 3D image and then sequence it through a set of steps of animations. And so you can see here I've got the falling here. And this is actually my character. And so we've rendered all the characters who are playing the game as 3D miniaturized tokens, including all the monsters. Now the monsters are all available from a Patreon account that I subscribe to. I forget what it is, but they are not, they're not painted. So we basically have to hand paint those. And so we basically, the sequence of renders I have is spinning around so the guy can look, the token can look in any direction like this, then falling down in one of 8 directions. Okay, so what the idea here is that if I am, because I want to be able to represent prone, because a lot of times when you're playing the Dungeons and Dragons game, you knock over the tile. And so now he doesn't notice, he doesn't have the tile under his feet here, because I'm going to separately put the tile, where's the tile? Here, render it first. Then on top of that, I'm going to put some sort of spinning, cool kind of, it's your turn kind of indicator, right? That sort of thing. So, or maybe if you're being targeted, I'll have another animated piece and I want it to show under the feet, but above the base tile of the token. Okay, yeah, this is pretty cool stuff. So this is all rendered out here like this, and we've got the falls in all the different directions. But notice these are all, every single one of these is pretty big. This is 1920 by 1080. There's no way it's going to be fast if I try to load all these up. So I have a second app that runs. In fact, why not run it right now? I'll show you this app. It's actually pretty cool. Where is it? I love the name of this app. Hold on, bring it over here. This is called the Monster Asset Builder. And if we run this, it looks for files generated out in this folder, monsters. And so this one's called Willy. It's incorrectly named, but it still works. I'll show it to you. So I select this and it says, it loads it up. And then I say crop. And now what it does is it starts scanning through all of those PNG files, and it looks at what the minimum crop distance on all of those is for the spin. Then it looks at all the falls as well. And so for each fall, it finds the minimum crop size for each fall. And now what it's going to do next is it's going to generate these out into a subfolder called cropped. So you can see what it's doing going through all of these steps here. It's just analyzing each one, analyzing the pixels. The other thing that's really clever about it, in the very end, there's one file at the very end. This is where things get crazy clever. There's one file at the very end here. And this file here, I'll open it up so you can see it. It looks like it's empty. There's actually 1 pixel in this file. That pixel is lined up with the center of this base right here. So it's going to go through and scan to find out where that pixel is. And when it finds that pixel, it's going to come back. Here we go. Here's the, waiting for the app to load up to, let's bring it over here. Hold on. Okay, so here's the app. Somewhere in the center of this, where is that red pixel? There it is right there. Look at it. That's the 1 pixel right there. Okay, that's right in, and for this, it's in this center. But what happens is that pixel is lined up with the base. So whenever we have a medium, a character of medium size, it's going to have that same medium base. It's going to be right lined up with that. Everything's going to be fine. When we go to large, it might be slightly different location, but that pixel is there. And it's generated by Adobe After Effects for us in this sequence. So whatever 3D character we load up, we're going to come out and get a sequence here with some sort of first name. After it runs through all of them, they're cropped, and now we can come over here and take a look at these. Now you can see they're much tighter depending on what's going on. So the fall that goes when he's facing north and he falls south looks like this, right? Like that. So it's very, very cool. Now the next piece that's missing here, we don't have this yet, but we're going to build it, is something that opens up a monster and loads all the animations into one single class right there on the fly when we need it. And once all those monsters are gone from the screen, they've all been killed or whatever. Now, regular players, we're not going to need to do that, but for everybody else, it'll be gone. For all the other monsters, when they're gone, we'll no longer need them. We will simply just free up all the resources. So this is going to be one of those things that's going to load everything up. It'll be ready to fall in any direction. It's all PNGs, so it's going to work with our existing engine. We'll be able to do all our special effects, that sort of thing. We don't have to worry about doing anything in 3D yet. I might replace this with 3D later, but for now we don't have to. And we'll build an engine that says, hey, look, if I'm being targeted by somebody, he'll turn to that person, whoever's targeting, right? And if he goes prone, he'll fall in the direction, whatever he was facing, into that prone position. I think it'll be visually interesting. I think it's going to look good. The last piece that's generated by this is this file called anchors right here. And if we open up the anchors file, it's starting a second instance of Visual Studio, or a fourth instance, actually. Here it comes. Let's bring it over here. Right here, this tells us where the origins are for all of the different animations that we have. And what it does is it allows all of these to essentially anchor over this anchor point, so that as we transition, the transitions are going to be seamless. So very little code is going to be needed, and this will allow us to create a whole bunch of monster tokens with essentially no additional code needed. So it's super clever approach to this problem, I think. I'm pretty happy about it, and that's the piece that's going to be integrated with the map. Sorry. So that's kind of where we're going. We'll deal with that integration in probably a couple weeks, I guess, after the mapping is completely done. Okay. So with that, map spike, get the map file name. I want to come back over in here. So I wanted to talk about this for a minute. The assets here are both for the editor, which is a WPF app, and they will be used by the low-level TypeScript piece. For example, one of the things you can do in the stamps folder is you can drop a stamp down. If we go into books, for example, you can drop a stamp down and say, hey, like this book right here, oops, let me get it so you can see it. That book right there is a collectible item, right? Which means it's not going to be part of the image on the, hold on, I want to try something here. Wait. Does that work? SWAT doesn't work. You're not low enough, Surly. So this is something that the player can pick up, or I might say it's a movable item. So that means the player could pick it up and move it or push it somewhere, or it could be like a trap or something along those lines. But for whatever it is, if it's something that can be hidden, like a roof for a tent or a roof for a building, and I might want to hide it because the players move into the building, it's going to not be part of the main set of images drawn. It'll instead be drawn over the top by the engine, and if it's drawn over by the engine will be able to make it disappear or do some other effect with it. And if that's the case, the engine needs to get access to it, which means it needs to find it. So that'll be one of the things we'll have to store in our map, that this is a collectible item. Here's its file name. Here's where to get it. It's in the books folder, that sort of thing. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So in terms of saving, the question is, where are we going to save these? Now, right now I've got these text files that we've been building from the Don John map generator, which is coming up here soon on screen, right up here, and that is the that's the Don John random dungeon generator right there. And so we're using that to to build the maps and save them out as text and then open them up. But we want to now that we add our own textures and we've got our walls built around it, we want to create something different. And I'm not sure where to put it. I don't think I want to put it here in this folder. I think I want to create a new folder, and I think I'm going to call it data, files, data maybe. I think I'm going to call it data, like this. And so let's make this be our folder for that we use for saving these pieces out. So I'm going to type in QS to give me a constant that's a string, and we'll call this the map data save folder, like this. And let's do that and put that in front of it like that. So there we've got our folder, and I'm just going to say return path.combine, and we'll say our map folder with our first save dot map, and let's disambiguate this with system.io because we're in WPF and there's two paths. Okay, and so now we've got, there's our save right there. Now we need to do, and apologies to all the JSON experts out there who are like, come on, Mark, you should know this by now. I don't remember it. I'm going to do the check here. How do I do this? JSON serialize C#. Maybe throw in a Newtonsoft in there. Dare I click the first link? I really want to go down to, there it is, JSON convert, serialize object. That's what I want. Boom. Okay, cool. So we're going to say JSON convert.serialize object. Yesterday we brought in the Newtonsoft package, and we're going to say map. And we're not going to get the stamps yet. There's something we already identified, that our stamps layer is potentially in the wrong place. This is our stamps layer right here. This is where we're holding all of those stamps that we're dropping down as we're interacting with the app. We'll need to figure something out with this. Need to move this. Let's get some music in here, by the way. There we go. Sounds a little better with the music. Okay. So there's my serialized object. And then I want to say, what's the fastest way to write a string to a file? I forget this one as well. Fastest way to fewest lines of code to write a string to a file. Yeah, I think it's like text file writer or something like that. C#. This right line of right text file file.write all lines. Ooh, what's that? Why am I not getting? It's weird. I'm not getting Stack Overflow is at the top hits here. Creates a new file, writes the specified string array to the file using the specified encoding, and then closes the file. String array is what it looks like. Oh, here we go. Looks like there's an overload on it. Okay, so let's do that. File.write all lines. Write all text. Okay, cool. I can use that. And it'll be map.file name, comma, output. And let's see what happens. So we got to save. We just need to call it. Let's do this. Let's set up a Control-S shortcut in our space over here. So let's create a new command, and we're going to call this save. And let's bind it to Control S. We need to modify our control. By the way, I really don't like, so this is a Visual Studio thing I'd like to see fixed. So here, if I want to say Control plus Alt, if I do a plus here, oh wait, is this actually going to work? Oh yeah, that I don't like. Look at this. So if I do plus, and it says, well, you want an Alt too, and I hit Alt, it just destroys my control. I don't like that. So it makes it hard. You have to actually type it in to do it. So Control S is going to give me a save right there. And then come in here, make this a save. And let's create a new event handler for that. Let's tab to next reference to get into it. Looks like tab next reference. Yeah, there we go. Now it works. And then come in here and say save. Something like that. Save executed. And then we're just going to call save. All right, so now we got a Control S, set a breakpoint here. Let's see what happens. Oh, interesting. Okay. Any other problems? Hold on, my builder is sending me a picture of the shelf he just put in to hold the switch. Looks good. All right. Here we are, main window. Let's double click this. There we go. Fill it. And it should save. Control S. Save. All right. So here's our file name. There we've got our first saved map. There's my output. Uh-oh. Self-referencing loop detected for property map with type map chord on map, a path tiles of 0. Tile has a reference to map and it's serializing it. Oops. I added that yesterday. Okay, let's fix that. Added that yesterday, and while I was so concerned about every other property, I forgot about that. Okay. All right, let's do that. Start it up again. Code Rush, coming down. Code Rush.
Code Rush.
Boom. Hey, Jetsam. Hey, Jetsam. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Okay, I think we got a bug in our parachute system. I don't know what's going on there. What do we got here? Let's do it again. And save, Control S. See, we got another self-referencing loop. Ooh, that worked. Let's run it. Let's continue to let it run. Let's go look at the file. I'm so excited. What's the edit gonna do? Oh, cool. All right. We have no flyweights. That's a concern. All our GUIDs are GUID empty. So we need to set all of those. This data is looking good though. We've got all our tiles. Whether it's selected or not, we're storing whether it's selected. Kind of an interesting decision on whether we want to do that or not. Let's go to the end. And the last piece is, I think, another tile. Yep. Yeah, so it's got the doors array, all of those things. Width pix is over here. This is a property. So these are giant, by the way. Right? We're talking about 8,000 by 6,000 pixels in terms of these files. All right. So we need to, before the save, we need to fill things out. We need to turn all our empty GUIDs into real GUIDs and add those elements in. All right, let's figure that out. I think we have a prepare for serialization call that we wrote yesterday that should be doing some of those things. Let's do this. Control S to serialize. Don't I have a map prepare for serialization? Yes, I do. Let's just call it and run it and see what the data looks like. See how different it is. Okay, there's the run right there. Data. If I double click it, will it just open it in Notepad? Nope, it's opening it up in Visual Studio. Interesting. All right. Not really what I wanted, but okay. And maybe I should just call it JSON so we can get some JSON formatting on it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, this is taking forever. Still no flyweights. Still looks like all my GUIDs are empty. All right. Wow, that's taking forever. Yeah, all my GUIDs empty. Okay, close it down. All right, I'm gonna delete this. Wow, dude, I closed down the app. All right, let's change the extension. Let's do it one more time. Save. Get the file name. This is annoying. Go onto that monitor at least. Here we go. Save it to JSON. Let's go figure out what prepare for serialization was doing. Is this empty? Ha! Okay. Call add flyweight for each instance we want to GUIDify. All right. So let's do that. Add flyweight is here. Cool. Cool. All right, let's continue to run until we get in here. So this is my map, and I got a couple things that have flyweights that I need to worry about. I've got corridors, I've got rooms, and I've got tiles. So corridors, rooms, and tiles. So let's work through that. So I'm going to do a for each right here for each corridor, and then I'm going to say if corridor dot do I want to change this now? I want to change it. I'm going to kill the app a second. I want to add something here. So corridor.GUID, if we go into corridor.GUID like this is defined in the flyweight that we created yesterday. I want to add one more. And it's going to be, do I want to create this? Yeah, I don't. So needs GUID is a possibility right here. How you doing, baby?
Perfect in every way.
Perfect in every way. Karen is going through the house while I'm streaming live here. She is
moving single-handedly from one house to another.
I wasn't going to say.
All by myself.
I wasn't actually going to use those words, but
You play with your friends on your computer.
yeah. So I don't know if you can hear her. You probably can't hear her. Yeah, Karen is here. When I said something like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" Surly Dev is like, "I'm good, thank you." Oh, and he's like, "Oh, you mean Karen?" Well, she's coming in, kids. She's coming in. Here she comes. It's going to be visit. Oh, she's coming up from behind Pluto, I think. Hello.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
What the Code Rush?
What's the Code Rush thing?
That is the kids can control it, and they can drop seeds from it and plant flowers. Haven't you seen the flowers on the show?
I don't watch the show.
You don't watch the show? Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Here.
doing? Fans of Mark Miller, I love that you're here watching him, but you know what he's not doing? Packing.
It doesn't matter.
One thing.
It doesn't matter what I'm not doing.
No, one thing. Look, are you covering the flowers?
Yeah.
I'm saying something you don't like.
Look what's happening there. Here, we're going to go left like this. And then we can type in seed like this, and then it starts dropping seeds out. Isn't that cool?
What's the matter with the seeds? They look like peanut butter balls.
No, they're actually, it was like I think a walnut picture I took, and whoops. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Yeah, we actually wrote the code for the flowers, and the flowers. What's cool is we are color shifting the petals, but not the stems. So you have green stems across the board, and just this random color shift of the flower at the top. So kind of cool.
Awesome. Do you know what I'm doing?
What are you doing?
Heavy lifting.
I might be in trouble, kids. What?
Totally. You're so in trouble. I don't even think you understand this.
All right. Well, everybody say goodbye to Karen. She's going back behind Pluto. That's where she lives, right down there behind that planet. That's how she's working there. So I kind of want a needs good here. It's part of iFlyweight. And the thing I don't like is I have to duplicate code or create an ancestor class, because it's really just simply checking to see if GUID is empty or not. But I like how the code reads on the one side. So I'm going to kind of, I think I'm going to do this. Let's go look at this. Needs GUID, returns GUID equals GUID.empty. Like that. And that's going to be public. I think someone is hitting at you. Frank Bouchard says, bye-bye. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So needs GUID is there. There's another iFlyweight out here. There's a second one. Yeah, it's not great, but I'm going to do it. Where's my GUID? Actually, I wanted to put this near the GUID. Where is it? A lot of references to it. Wait, here's the second one in tile, I think. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So put this down below it. Yeah, it's the same code in both places. I know, but it makes the code nice and easy to read on the other side of things. So I think I only have two Flyweight implementers, my tile and my map region. Yep. All right, now let's go back over to prepare for serialization. And now I want to say, hey, if corridor.needs GUID, if it needs GUID, then I'm going to say add Flyweight. And the key is going to be, what is it? It's GUID.new GUID? Sweet. We're just going to burn those babies up till there are no more GUIDs left. So if it needs GUID, then we add the Flyweight with the new key. And hold on the O. Flyweight's add key instance. This should be iFlyweight. Let's change this to be iFlyweight. And this also means instance.GUID equals key, like that. That's important. Okay, so now we're going to do that for all the corridors. We need to do the same thing for all the rooms. Like this. And we need to do the same thing for, whoops. Why did I change it up here? What just happened? Oh, that was me. That was my bad. Okay. I hit the rename key there, and I shouldn't have. I should have just typed it in. Okay. A good thing I caught that and hit undo. And then we have to do the same thing for tiles. It's going to be tiles. No, for each tile, sorry, in tiles, like that. And I think that's it. That gets us closer. Let's run it. Let's see what happens. I like this approach to writing the code because yesterday we spent like easily over an hour doing everything in our minds without having anything to check with or ground us. So I think we're in a little bit better shape today. All right, back up and loaded. And let's get some that in there, and now save it. I'm just going to hit run. I'm going to trust that this is all going to work. Let's set a breakpoint here in each one of these spots, and we're expecting to see these this time. Okay. We hit that one, we hit that one, and we hit this one. Okay. All right, we got the save. Let's look at the data. Open with code. That should be faster. For performant regions, document symbols have been limited to 5,000 items. Update setting, JSON max items computed to recover that, to fix that. Okay, so let's see what I got. Not bad. The parent goods are new, are all empty. Let's go figure out that. Why are the parent goods empty on the? I think on both of these. Quarter is a map region. Map region is a flyweight. Flyweight gets me 3 properties, I think. Is that right? Fluid needs fluid and reconstitute. I think we need a prep for serialization in here. Is what I think we need. Called before serialization. That's what I think we need. Let's go jump out to these different pieces out here. Hey Roy. Do make that somewhat harder. Goods make it what harder? Hold on. Wouldn't it be great if we could have a very small map, a definition of what a save should look like, and some sort of automated facility for checking that it was all working? It's called a test case, Roy. And yes, I recognize that that's called a test case. I'll get on that someday. Why don't you join the stream, buddy, instead of criticizing me from a distance? Also, alternate chat room for commands, we can do that too. I haven't done that yet. I don't know. I kind of like the mix right now, the chaos, but we can change that. So I need to prepare for serialization in here. Reconstitute is there. So let's create this function here. Prepare for serialization. And so we said the parent goods were empty. How are we setting the parent goods, by the way? We're never setting them. That is why. Okay, so then what we want to do is we want to say parent good is equal to map dot get no, try this. Parent dot good. And this should be if not null, then parent good is equal to parent dot good. That's its prepare for serialization. Okay, in map region, I think that's fair, and we're done. We need to prepare for serialization as well. And the map region, what does it have? Let's got a bunch of tiles. I don't think we need to go through the tiles. We're good there. And there's no parent good here, is there? Is there nothing we have to do? We might not have to do anything in the map region. I'm just going to put this here as not doing anything. Okay, so let's go back over to the map. And I want to, for each one of these though, I want to say quarter dot prepare for serialization. Like that. And down here, we're going to do the same thing. This is going to be the room. And down here, we're going to do the tile. Like that. Okay, let's run it again. See how we're doing. I'm generating new goods, Roy. I'm not sure how I want to do that test case on that. I acknowledge and recognize it's a really, great idea that I'm probably going to disturbingly not do. All right, save. Let's go look it up. Surly Dev is a gardener. He's our virtual gardener. All right. Let's just open it with Notepad, see what we get here. Okay, numbers are better. Parent GUID's still empty here. Is it empty because it doesn't have... I think there's a formatting option for Newtonsoft serialization to format it so it's indented. I think I want to go for that. But it's cool though. I see things like is floor in here. The pixel X and Y are being serialized out here. The door arrays, I believe these are working. We do have doors in this particular map. Yeah, parent good. Let's go figure out why parent good is showing up empty. Tile. Prepare for serialization. That should set parent good right there correctly. Parent.good. I kind of want to set a breakpoint here. And invoke save again. So here's my save. Parent is null. Really, Surly Dev? Surly Dev's girlfriend's coming. And spend some time with him. Might miss the show. So next week, I think I'm taking Wednesday and Thursday off. But I should be here Tuesday, I think. That's my current belief. So I bet we're not even hitting this on anything. Is that my problem? Oh no, here we go. Okay. Let me copy that to clipboard and go find it. There it is. Oh, that's the object. That's registered with the Flyweight. There's the parent good reference to it right there. So some tiles don't have a parent, it looks like. I wonder if those are because they are not filled. Oh, it's just one long line, totally wrapped. Okay. Let's get this so that we can look at it. Clear this and run it. Maybe parent GUID is being captured before the parent has to set it to non-empty. I don't think so. I don't think it's a sequencing issue. I think there's something else at play here, is my suspicion, because we got a lot of them that are set. But I do want to make this, I want to at least get formatting right on this. So let's go figure that out. See what happens with this. Roy says, any pattern to object types that have all zeros versus those that don't. Is there any, is this a question? Is there any pattern to object types that have all zeros versus those that don't? I'm not sure yet. I want to get this, JToken.parse. Will that work for us? Let's try it. I feel like there's a JSON convert option here. Let's just throw that out here one more time. JSON convert. Formatted. C#. Same question. Formatting. Okay. Oh, I hate it when the help doesn't help. What's my option here? Indented. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's try that first. Save. Sweet. Could have found that faster with IntelliSense. All right, there's my run. Here comes my, I don't know. Better. Okay. So these are my rooms, I think. Tile goods. Hold on. My rooms need some fixing too. Format JSON is so much better than compressed. Yes, Roy. I totally agree with you. It almost totally eliminates the need for test cases. Would you agree, Rory? Test cases? Eliminate the need? No? Okay, fine. All right. So tile goods, we need to figure that out. We need to get our tile goods. These are all our rooms that are coming down here in our flyweights, I believe, because they have a property called tile goods. So also the width and height are both 0. That's a slight concern. All right, let's go find that property, tile goods. Whoops. Yeah, it's in map region. Here we go.
Hello, Mr. Miller.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
You can see me, you can hear me.
I can see you and hear you. It is all good.
You hear the music?
I can.
All right. Well, I guess we're ready to go. I don't think there's anything else to
Look
do.
at that professionalism. That is good.
It's pretty impressive. We battle, by the way, all the time on this show with the question of whether we can call ourselves professionals or not. You know,
Well, we can call ourselves that regardless.
yeah. And just when I think I'm able to, say, "Hey, that was pretty good, wasn't it?" This guy comes along and says, "Seems to be."
Still manages to hit the target though.
He does seem like he's very happy about the fact that I don't know Jack. He's really wants to shout it out. Thought that was my Skype. Then I recalled. I've turned it off. It's Copper Beauty. Sorry about that. I should have mentioned that was Rory calling in. Okay, so prepare for serialization. Tile goods were not set up. Oh, wait. No, we ask for them. If it's null, we call get tile goods. What's happening here? I think we're maybe asking more than once. No, it's null. Return goods.
Are we just not?
Guess who put it in the?
Don't allocate.
Guess who put this in the setter instead of the getter?
Oh dear.
That was me.
Oopsie.
Frank had the same reflex. All right, so that was me, kids. Sorry about that. Bad programmer. Here we go. Prepare for serialization. Okay. Always concerns me when I see something like that. Oh, really? Fine. You know what I have to say to that? I say shift F5 to that complaint. Said I can't update those. A getter or setter? I can't update those? It's weird.
That only makes sense if sort of the running system has somewhat inlined all that stuff, and yet surely that's what you don't do with a property.
I don't know what's going on. It was I was thinking maybe it made sense as if it was in the call stack somehow.
Maybe.
I don't know. All right, here we go. We're going to come in here and we are going to just continue along this process. We're going to double click, select the room, and give it a tile background. Hit save. Okay, prepare for serialization. I still think we tile goods. They're all empty. That's not good. Invalidate tile goods. Add tile. Wait, I started this. I don't even get this. I started this with a breakpoint right here on the getter for tile goods. Oh, reconstitute hasn't been... I'm trying to figure this out. How did I have 4? How did I get 4 without ever hitting this breakpoint?
Where are you? I see no breakpoint on screen. Oh, you're down in prepare for serialization. It's
Yeah,
scrolled
right
just
here.
down.
Sorry.
Okay.
There.
So this has been called on the map region. Is that the highest? It's the second highest, isn't it? The map sits above that.
Well, I'm not sure what you mean. Map region is an ancestor class to room and corridor. Map owns a collection of rooms and a collection of corridors. I've got a getter on tile goods. I'm hovering over tile goods here, and it tells me there are 4 of them. And I'm like, okay, so it's got 4 tiles in it. It's probably the upper left corridor that comes in. I think there are 4 squares to that. But why are these tile goods? Why do I have 4? How did I get 4? And how did I not get this breakpoint called? Is my question.
I don't know that you've called it yet. What's happening is your quick view is predicting what'll happen when it does call it, and maybe not doing the greatest job yet. Although no, you went to the field then and you got the same results. So
No, it doesn't make sense. It's not. I can't predict with data. That doesn't. Yeah, there's nothing. It's like the breakpoint didn't get hit. That is a little crazy to me. All right, prepare for serial. Yeah, I'm just like stunned at this. What is going on? Like, I'm going to just break the app and run it again just to double check to make sure our getter is never being called. Oh, wait. There's a chance we set it externally. Is that true? Hold on, let's see. Nope, our references to it are only here and here. I'm running it anyway. See if we hit either of these breakpoints before prepare for serialization. Like if we loaded it up, but we haven't even written code to load it yet.
Do we set the field externally?
No, I just hit tab to next reference and it only found these two places.
But didn't you do it on the property rather than on the field?
Oh, on the field. Yeah, no, I did it on the field earlier. Sorry. It's just here.
Yeah, so there's obviously
private.
there though.
Yeah, it's like what's going on? It feels like the breakpoint's not being set. Yeah, look here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's these 4 right here.
Cool.
Well,
Nice little subset of data to confirm things against, at least.
I suppose. There it is. Here's my Control S. Yeah, I get here before I get here, and if I hover over tile goods, it's got 4. I'm like, this is insane. Yeah, I don't even get this.
Genesis 7, where are you? We need your help.
Yeah, we need your help, Genesis 7. Someone explain this to me. Oh, whoa. Whoa, look out! God, what a troublemaker that guy is! Oh, hey, Yoda. You know who I miss? I miss Pyrocat. Pyrocat has a great intro. I like that intro. I also miss, you know what I miss? I miss Will Bennett.
Yeah, Will's not been around for a while.
No, he was in his last show, he said, a while back.
If we're having difficulty with our breakpoints and they're not working, can we find the piece of code that we expect to be reading from tile goods and put a breakpoint there and check that we do actually step in?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we could do this right here. Let's just
Is that
add that
where
code.
we're hoping to get to?
No, I'm just going to do this.
Okay.
Let's just set a breakpoint here. Like, what is the actual problem here? I don't even get this. How is this possible? Now we get the breakpoint. So the breakpoint is... Yeah, I'm like kind of stunned. Like, how are we missing this breakpoint? Let's run this and see what happens to our goods. Do we get any better data? No. Get tile goods. Goods, tile, add good. My tiles, I've got 4 tiles. And each of these do not have goods.
Not good.
Let me look at my call
tile
stack.
Not good. Generate a theoretically non-empty good when it's accessed.
No, it does not. I did that on purpose because I thought it made sense. Hold on. I do think we have a, part of the reason the tile has an empty good now is because we haven't called this on it yet. I think we need to do this to the tiles before, so I think we have a sequencing problem. So I'm going to kind of change the order here, and I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it up to here. And let's run it again.
So we're going to take our most granular object and process it first because it will be referenced by later objects. That's a good idea.
That's not bad. Every once in a while we get a good idea on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will, we miss you. Is it sane or insane? Wait. What's going on here with IOStream 21 has a link to cyberspace dev. What is that? We got, let's click on open a new tab. You know what that is, Roy? Gotta.
I do not.
What is going on? Cyberspace dev, oh, fun. But it looks like, is that spam? What are you doing to me, buddy? Sign here to authorize. All right, looks cool. Yeah, we'll miss you. Okay. Where's my map app? It's over here on this monitor. Come on, up here. And here, let's do this one. And save. Okay. And we now have 4, but at least we got good data in them.
Yep.
I don't get this. Is this a Visual Studio bug we're looking at?
What calls this prepare for serialization? What's our immediate caller? Because the
I'm
only
sorry,
thing
can
I
you
can
say-
imagine.
Can you say
at this
that
stage
again?
is that- well, the only thing I can imagine is that we're not actually calling tile GUIDs when we think we are.
Oh, you know what I think is happening? I think the hover over it triggers a call but doesn't trigger the breakpoint. That's what's going on. I hovered over it to check to see does it have any data, and it was like, oh, I got data because it
You know how you can
executed this
prove
code.
that? You can prove that by restarting and hovering over the field instead of the property. You won't then engage the getter.
Brilliant.
You should get empty data.
Let's do it. Figure this out. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, I totally believe you. All right, starting up a second instance. Here it comes. Select these. Like that. Give it a floor. Save. And now, whoa, careful with the mouse. No!
There we go.
That was it, Rory. And watch.
So nothing prior to prepare for serialization
Yeah.
actually calls tile GUIDs.
Yeah. It wasn't me thinking Visual Studio was crazy. It was me doing this that now look, and now if I hover back over, it's got 4. Oh!
Fairness is where we're trying to. We should have as fewer side effects as possible over getters. It's that we're supposed to do it on setters normally.
Yeah.
But in this case, it does kind of make sense to do the generation.
I do this. But yeah, it just threw me for a loop. Okay, I got it. I'm okay. Everything's comfortable now. I don't think I actually need to do anything. I think I don't need to do this code here. I'm going to clear the breakpoint for now. I think map region's okay for now. Empty like that. Now, let's go look at our file out here. And where is it? There it is.
If you edit that using, you've got the edit with Notepad++.
Yeah, you like
you
that?
edit with that, then when you tab back to it, it'll ask you, do you
Oh,
want to
right.
update it because it's changed on disk.
Sure.
And you get a little bit of coloration as well.
Let's do it. Okay, cool. We got like some more data. Oh, these are the tiles. Cool.
Tiles first. Plus, we've now
Yeah.
got the nice ability to collapse stuff too.
Oh yeah. You're right. Although I'm clicking here, why isn't that collapsing?
Am I working?
Yeah, not responding. I think it's because it's a
Is it
big
'cause it's still
file.
loading a large file? Maybe?
Yeah, that might be it. Is it working now? There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so we got our tiles. There should be a ton of those. And what's this? Tile goods. So this, if we see the word tile goods, that means it's a room of some kind. Okay?
Okay.
Nice. All right, I'm okay with that. It's heavy. We could have used, instead of goods, we could have used index. But the problem with indexes is it's really easy to delete one entry from the list. You can never delete an entry from the list once you're using indexes. And that list could potentially grow over time if I were like to take a tile and make it now no longer a filled tile but an empty tile and then switch it back to a filled one. That thing has the potential to introduce risk there to corruption.
So it looks like there's a selection of objects there with parent goods that are all zeros that are all the same type. They're all, they're right next to each other. This is not a random event by any
I think
sense.
these are tiles. And I think that they are there. Right there is the key. These are tiles that are not floors.
Ah,
They're black, empty tiles. Right over here, for example, right? And
is that
those,
something that you feel the need to save? Or can that be just thought of as the default?
that's a really good point. So right now, it will work, and I don't need to change the code. And the consequence is, probably imperceptible performance hit and large file size, which is not a big deal because I've got the hard disk space to take care of that. But in an efficient world, optimally efficient world, then yeah, it would be nice to remove those, I think. But I would have to write some code to remove the map, to create an optimize it property, like, to have just that list of elements there in it. I don't know. What's interesting to me, I want to see if this file shows up in here. Anyway, this file. So to find that, the name of that file, I want to go into Maps, Tiles, 120 by 20. That's where I have the individual tiles for the first piece I created. Here we go.
Just do a search for .png, because no matter which one it is, it will have that as a suffix.
Well, good idea. Also, it's wood blocks, so looking for that. Wood. Nice. Okay. So, here's another opportunity for the flyweight pattern, right? To, instead of doing image file name, create a image file index or image file key kind of thing, is what I would like to do instead. So that this is all there. But what's cool, though, about this is the code we worked on yesterday appears to be working. Where, notice it's taking wood blocks RND 10 here, and this one's RND, wood blocks RND 0 right there. And there's another 10. Interesting. I was hoping to see another number other than 1 or 0 there. Just those 3? I think I have more than just those there.
There should be a fourth one.
Yeah, there should be a fourth one. You're right. Oh, but it's in a different
But if
row.
it's a different row, so perhaps, quite a few away. Mind you, successive search for wood would work that out.
Yeah, you're right. Well, let's do that. There's a number 7 right there, slightly different. So yeah, okay, so that's good. So
a whole bunch of success. That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's there. We've got the tiles. We have what the image is going to be used for the tile. We have the parent good is good. See that right there? I'm looking for a non-zero entry for the doors. I want to create one right here. Let's just drop a door in right there. So I'm going to hit the bottom one to create a door. I'm going to save it again. Come back over here, say yes, reload it. Search for wood again, because wood is where the door is on the bottom one. So there are those 3, and then the next one we find should have a door on it. There it is. Cool. So I just want to see what that data looks like there. I think it looks pretty good. It's in position 4. It is all the default values there. This is all for extensibility, but we want to be able to have that so that you can attack a door to blow it up. Good. I think it's time to now see if we can load. What do you think, Rory?
Yeah.
Should we stall for longer, or should we go in and do it?
Well, you've got to do something really entertaining if you're going to stall.
No, I don't have anything. All right, let's try and do a load. Okay, so we did our save with the door. That's what we've got. Let's close it, the app down, and let's create a new shortcut for handling the load. I am going to stall a little bit because I'm going to create a load command here. You're going to watch me do that.
Pretty legitimate stall.
It's a pretty legitimate.
We're not going to do a lot of loading without a load command, are we?
Yeah. So what's my command's like a Control O, I think, is what it's going to be. And this is going to be a load command right here, and do a load executed. Fine. Let's tap Genix reference to get to that, and let's duplicate this and call it load executed, like that, and we'll have a big fat load right over here. what we'll call. And now we've got all kinds of issues with regards to is the current file dirty? Do we want to save that? That sort of thing, which we're not implementing. And we need to have a file name, which we don't have either. And I'm just going to call get map file name and pass it in. And let's call load on it. Where's my declare method? Oh, because I've already got something. Loads the map from the file. Oh, this is what we wrote yesterday. That's good news. I thought I had a conflict with the previous function. So we've got the file name coming in. This adds the whole thing. We actually have to load the map up. So we need that here. Yeah, all right. So that's not too bad. It's going to be something the opposite of JSON convert. It's going to be some call on JSON convert, I betcha. JSON convert dot
I'm going to go deserialize.
Yeah, I'm going to go with it. And we need to load the file up is what we need to do as well. And is there a file read all text? Nice. Okay.
It's almost as if it was a well-designed API that people had thought about before implementing, so that you wouldn't have to put so much thought into it yourself.
Yeah, they did it. They did it for us, Rory. We're standing on the shoulders of geniuses. I'm pretty sure the plural of geniuses is genii, something like that. Is that right? We're standing on the shoulder,
Like
the shoulder of genii.
awesome peeps.
All right, so we're going to call this the map stir. We're going to call deserialize object here, and we're going to declare local. I don't know. We're going to say, maybe we're going to do this. Maybe we're going to say map is equal to that as. Oh, no, wait. Do I have to hard code the typecast to it? I think I do. It's just the map type, right?
It might be a generic version of it. So you might be able to say deserialize object of T.
There it is. That's what I'm looking for.
Nice.
Clear map, I think I want to call before. No, that's clear map children. Map canvas children. Okay.
Yeah, there's good differentiation now between the map as the data model in memory and the map, the canvas on which we will draw things.
Yeah. All right, so there's my map. I think we got a shot of this working. I'm going to set a breakpoint here. Let's run it. See what happens.
Did that do anything, or is there a menu?
Oh, you're right. Thanks, buddy. Thought we had a run going. Now I feel like we got a run going. There we go.
Just checking the chat, and our moderator Surly there doing his job has apparently banned the spammer. Good man.
Good job, Surly Dev.
And has removed the ban again. You're having fun with those new power tools of yours there, Surly.
You know what? I trust Surly Dev. Okay. Wait, I don't want to do this. I want to hit Control O. There's our file with our first save. Wow, that took a long time. I just hit F10. Clear canvas map children? What? Next time I want to see how many children it had. There's my read all text. Here's my deserialized object. What? Okay, I think there's a reconstitute on map I need to call now that I think about it. Do I got a reconstitute? I wrote it yesterday, it looks like. Let's double check that code, make sure it's got something in it. Yeah, that looks important. Let's call that code. By the way, this is a good time for me to put in a little ad for the Visual Studio team. I love edit and continue. I want you to edit and continue your work. Edit and continue, team. You're doing a great job. Okay, so let's F10 on this line. Uh-oh.
Well, we apparently have less tiles than we previously would have wanted.
Yeah, I would say that.
Well, that kind of... Yeah, alright.
How did tiles get to null? Are we not saving tiles? We're totally saving tiles. They should have come back from the stream. The deserialization should have saved them as tiles. I mean, the serialization should have saved them. Did we set it to null somewhere else?
We should rerun, do the immediate load or the deserialize, and then check the value in case anything happens afterwards.
Yeah, you're right. Because look at corridors is right. Corridors and
Rooms
rooms.
Many values.
Yeah, those are looking good. Tiles.
There's an interesting thing there. Rooms, you've got a default list of room being allocated to it, but tiles you don't. Would that have any effect on this?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But you're right. It is a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. Yeah, let's go. Where are we here? Let's go. Looks like I just got out of there. Oh, I hit the. I'm not sure if I want to like say, well, let's go ahead and throw this up here. Do I have any checks for this? If it's null?
Well, what we could do is measure it first. So we will run it up, and immediately after we do the deserialization, we'll have a look at what it does have.
No, I agree.
And
with
then
you.
if it's still a problem, we can try that as one alternative method of fixing.
Yeah, let's do it here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because we went to reconstitute build map arrays. We were right in build map arrays. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were right afterwards. Nothing set it to null. I'm like pretty sure about that. I'm beginning to now think, Rory, that your idea is the fix. I think that might be necessary.
Still gonna be a list of tile though. Couldn't hurt, right?
Yeah.
Worst case, something else is going to come along anyway and make it a new list of tile because presumably something has in the normal running of things. Although it is a bit strange because unless we are we instancing? I suppose we are instancing a new map, aren't we?
The reset
So, yeah.
was called before. So the reset, I think, was probably called at the beginning. Yeah, when we're processing it, that's where we were creating them.
So this
Alright.
might still fail.
No, I suspect this will actually work. Control O. We'll do both things. We'll do the map and we'll dig. Yeah, that clear map canvas, children. Holy cow! That F10 on that has taken a long time. That's seconds to clear all the children, right? It's like, whoa! Why would that? There's a lot of cleaning up that's going on there. All right, here comes the map deconvert. Uh-oh. I'm able to find a constructor to use for type mapcore.tile. Default constructor.
Okay, so that suggests it wasn't trying before and has now discovered it can't do it.
Yeah, so your
Because-
fix suggestion was correct, I think. Right? In other words, it wasn't trying because it was null, I think, maybe, and it was erroring out on it, trying to add it, but this had to be there.
Strange though, but okay.
No, it's I can buy it. I'm gonna be okay with it. That it would be like, look, do you really want me to figure out how to create a new list of these things? I think it might be like that's expectations are high. So, but we need to go into tile and see what's going on with that. We need a default constructor, and why does its current constructor?
Because there's all sorts of stuff you need to pass into the existing one, which presumably we're going to be setting the properties of with our deserialization.
Yeah, we will figure this out. So yeah, I think all we have to do is this, like that, and you called by deserialization.
It's interesting because you don't really want to allow that in the API except for this possibility. But there's no scoping you can easily do that says, do not allow this to happen.
Yeah. All right, one more time. And then we got to make sure that so the column and row, those will come across. The map isn't saved, but the map GUID is. And I think we wrote code that if you check the reference, if you say what's your parent, let's double check that since I'm talking about it in tile, and I say what's my parent property. Shoot, we're not. I was hoping that the getter here would check to see if the parent is null and the parent GUID is not null, would do something. I want to actually change this so that it automatically just grabs the right parent from the Flyweight model. So I don't have to explicitly set it. So if we've loaded it up, all right, hitting Control O to load. One more time. See if our deserialization works. I'm going to set my breakpoint here next time. That's painful. That's a lot of time. Okay, here we go. And map. Got null. This is in tile. Do we have... Shoot. His floor is coming in here. I see. Okay.
So we're trying to set the value for the tile before we've associated with its map.
Yeah, but we do not need to call floor type changed in this scenario. So I'm actually totally fine with this, like that, running like that. Let's keep going. Oh, I hit F5, and so I think we're just going to blast right by it. Is that right? No? Where are we? Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we've got a load. Well, here's the thing that's interesting about it, is the shapes, the positions are in the right places.
They are.
Right? And I would argue that that may be real. Here's how we can test that. Hold on one second. I want to like... Uh-oh. Parent is null. So hold on, let's go into this. This is the parent tile. This is the thing I want to do. Anyway. I'm just going to kill the app for a second, and I'm going to make a change here to the getter.
I mean, what it means is that we've got enough load functioning to do a decent graphical job of getting things in place, but not enough for functionality.
So
some relationships are missing.
Yeah, so I'm asking for the parent. If the parent is null, and the I think you've got a property here called parent GUID is not equal to GUID.empty, G.E is a coder's template I can use right there. If that's the case, then I'm going to say parent is equal to map dot get flyweight. I do need a map to be not null here as well, and not null for the map. Then map.get flyweight of what is it called? Map region is the type there of the parent GUID. That's the code I want, so I don't have to explicitly go through and force it everywhere. Yeah. It's only on demand.
The nice thing is that by the time you're running this, by the time you're looking for parents, certainly for the perspective of interaction, you will have finished loading everything.
And the map
will have a map.
Yeah.
And everything else should just ripple nicely into place.
That's the theory. I'm going to set a breakpoint here, and let's run it again. Now, I'm a little bit concerned that I didn't get our data in, but that might be another. I mean, when I say our data, I mean the wood tiling that we saved didn't come in, but that might be because of something else we need to do. I have a feeling that data is there. Uh-oh.
Stack Overflow. We be self-referencing ourselves. Right, because parent is now going to look at parent GUID, which of course is looking at parent.
Yeah, hold on a second here. I've
What
got this
process
weird.
are we using that's causing us to look at the parent GUID for a tile? Is this just because we're
What's a
editing
call
and
stack? Is
continuing?
that your question?
Well, we
Oh,
sort of did
well,
this
yeah,
in the middle of something, and maybe this isn't a real scenario.
Yeah. Hold on a second here. If parent is not null, then return parent.GUID. I think I need to do this. This is the fix right here. But I've also got another problem here. Okay. All right. Let's kill everything. I've got another problem here. This is bizarre. This does not look like it was done with much thought here. The parent GUID is here. Return parent GUID. Why do I got a setter here? Is I guess my question. I don't need the setter, and I don't need this. I believe. Let's run it again. It should still compile. Is that right?
If you don't have a setter, how is your deserialization going to set the value?
You're right. Hold on. Then I got a problem up here.
I wonder if the problem has actually just evaporated simply because we've stopped the code. I think we were in a recursive loop that cannot normally be created because by the time it happens normally, we will have deserialized all the parent codes.
Well, I got rid of the recursive loop here. If parent is not null, then we return this. Otherwise, return parent GUID, which defaults to parent the empty piece here. I can also. We can also get rid of it here as well. Kind of do it like that. Let's try this. I think that's going to work. It's interesting, we lost all of, the reason the map looks so flat after we brought it in, I forgot, I wanted to make another change in load map, load. I wanted to grab a different map, so we brought a different one up. But we lost all of the graphics.
The doors, yeah.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Well, let's do this. Let's select all of this. And now let's tile that entire thing like this. Okay, and what that's going to do is going to take all the empty spaces, everything, and replace it with that texture, one whole thing. And it's going to treat it as one giant room. Okay, is what it's going to do. And then now let's do a Control O to open it up, and we'll take a look at the visual difference here between these two. All right, let's do that. F10. Reconstitute, add tile overlays, F10, add tile overlays. Now this is what should be, that add tile overlays, if I'm recalling correctly. Yeah, that's adding all of the doors, the floor overlay. We don't have the walls built in yet here, but it should be adding all of those things to it. I'm just hitting run right now. Where are we? Huh. There we go. All right. So everything's flat, right?
Yep.
So, but
Structurally good, but there's no graphical.
I think it's yeah. My sense is it's structurally good because we changed the structure and it changed it back. Our structure was such that we had extra stuff. In fact, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take this and make this continue even more, like that. Let's give it some background. Ooh, that didn't work. That did not appear to work. Okay, so that's not good. I'm going to save it though anyway, and I want to see what happens on the load. Nope. Tile is null. We've got some nulls in our tiles. 4 tiles that are null. That's in our map region. Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's create a really small map. I had an idea that came to me earlier today. Somebody said, if only we had a map that was really small. So let's, I don't know, take one of these, copy it, and paste it in here. And we'll call it small map. Like this. Let's edit it. And these are just tabs separating each of these. So I think it's like space tab. Let's do space tab, space tab, space tab, space. Let's go back to this one. Let's make this be an entryway right here. And we'll do space there, space, space. And let's make this a floor. Let's make this be a door bottom. No, door top, actually. What'd you say, Rory?
I'm just following what you're doing, yeah.
And I think that's it.
So we've got F for floor, D for door. The spaces are what? Just the void? So
yeah,
words?
exactly.
Okay.
So tab, I'll put another space here at the end. Tab space.
So we've basically got a 3x4 room with a door. Interestingly, the door is not between 2 voids, like it normally would be.
No, the door is on a floor. If it's a door, that means there's a floor point there. And if I say it's top, that means it's above it. So the door is going to be right there. So that should be, that's our small map.
Okay.
Let's save that.
That's cool.
Okay. So I've got a space, I've got empty space here, all the way around with the exception at the very top. There's no empty space at the top. So let's run that. Let's close this, close down our app.
Does the engine happily accept maps of different dimensions?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we were doing that all over the place before. So let's go get to our loads and our import Don John map. And now we're going to call this small map. Did I put a space in it? Nope, I did not. All right, run. All right, this is what we've got.
Nice.
It's weird.
Yeah,
This
all the
out.
usual-
What'd you say?
All the usual calculations. We know that we have a corridor because it's small and the room because it's larger. But
Yeah, I don't like this over the top. It looks like it got rid of our extra stuff. But all right, so let's come in here and let's. Whoops, sorry. I want to do this, and let's make it be lava. Do I want lava? Let's make it ice. And let's take this one and we're going to make this one rock. Where's my black rock? There they are, right there. Okay. All right. So there's my map. I'm going to hit Control S to save it. And then we're going to load it. And when we load this, we're going to look a little more closely at the data after we reconstitute. See how that looks. So right there, we got a breakpoint. So Control O to open it up. Here's my deserialization. Let's look at it, what we got. We have one corridor. The corridor is there. Its tiles it's got tile GUIDs, but not tiles. The corridor needs to be reconstructed, I think. Let's go look at... yeah, let's go look at map region. I almost want to play with the same kind of technique here in tiles when I get it. But we can also just call reconstitute. We could just force a recall right here. Add tile. This is actually, I don't think we're ever calling reconstitute on the map regions. Hold on. That's in from map, reconstitute. Yeah. Where's my reconstitute call here? There it is. Oh no, we are calling it. Are we calling this one? Oh, well, we're about to call it.
Haven't done it just yet.
Okay, hold
Which
on.
actually makes sense. So we've got the raw data out of the file,
Yeah.
and then we're going to do a bunch of fix-ups.
All right, here's our room. We got one room. Let's call reconstitute. Okay, so maybe we didn't really have a problem. Okay. I'm glad to know that. All right, hold on. There it is. The flyweights come in and bring it back out. That's working as intended. So there's my add tile. Let's set a breakpoint here to get out of that. Let's go back up and look at my tiles. Now we got 12 tiles in that room. That makes sense. What? All null? Hold on. Get flyweight is coming back with null? I thought it got it. I thought it had it. Okay. Let's come back up here and run it again. Wait, what happened? Looks like I jumped to an unexpected location. Got an exception? Okay. Run again. Hit Control O. Here it is right here. Control O. Get down. Let's go into reconstitute here. Jump down into here. This is it. This is where I want to be. Why are you having a problem finding your GUID? There it is there. Flyweights have got 27 in it. The tile, wait, 27. That would be, you said it was 3x4 room, is that right, Rory?
I think so, yeah.
I can actually see it in my alt tab. It's 1, 2, 3 by 4. 3 by 4. That's 12, plus 1 is 13, plus one room, 14, and a corridor, 15. There should be 15 flyweights. I'm not sure why we have 21. I'm also not sure why we're not finding that flyweight. Let me set a breakpoint on that return null. I didn't get it. Hold on. Maybe there's a problem in add tile. I don't get it. Why is tiles filled with null refs? It's got the right 12 tiles for the room. That part is correct.
So what's the get? I mean, does parent map get flyweight tile GUID? Does that literally return null in this particular case?
Yeah,
it would have to be doing.
Yeah, I want to set a breakpoint here again is what I want to do. I want to come back in one more time, look at it a second time, and get tile GUIDs. Hold on here. We have a different problem here. Get tile GUIDs. Let's see what my call stack is. I went back to the... Get tile GUIDs. So the first time I did it, it ran through it. Second time, I'm calling get tile GUIDs, and it's equal to null because hold on. I invalidate tile GUID, set it to null when I add a tile.
Just the one tile?
Yeah, because I wanted this invalidation makes sense when I add any tile because I need to rebuild the GUIDs for later. The problem is I need to make this run twice. I need to kind of set this. I need to set this to something else. Is what
Isn't
I
it
need
more
to do.
rather than invalidate? Well, sorry, certainly invalidate tile GUIDs, but those that have already got GUIDs could keep those ones, right? Could you just keep a boolean that says there are some somewhere that are dirty, i.e. have not been allocated yet, and then on the basis of that, go find the ones that are empty and just update those.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but I'm not doing that now because I don't want to change my thought process from where I am to. Oh, I don't want to shift it over there. But I think it's a good idea. Okay, so one more time, we're gonna jump in here. So run, hit Control O, get to the breakpoint.
Hey, Codebase Alpha's joined us. Hello there.
Who's out here?
Codebase Alpha says hi to Janiscu.
Oh, Codebase Alpha. Yeah. Okay, there's my Control O. I think I can just hit run and we'll get to our next breakpoint. Okay, so here we go. Add tile.
So this was our initial thing. So we were expecting a null to be returned somehow from get flyweight of t, despite the fact
Maybe it can't. Maybe it's.
it can't cast.
Yeah. Let's see what happens when we come back from this. It's null. How can you not? How is that? Okay, we got to answer that question. Codebase Alpha doing some shopping. Okay. Flyweights of good. All right, let's do this. Let's take this and do a quick watch on it. Fine, we'll do this. That's not what I wanted. I wanted flyweights of good.
So
It's an object.
yeah, I'm sort of wondering because we've got this sort of generic concept of flyweights. If you have, is the property itself or the storage mechanism flyweights? Does it have a type?
Yeah.
Or is it a generic type?
Yeah, I think it has a type and it's an object.
Right.
This is my problem.
Yeah.
This is tricky. I've only got two things that I need. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to typecast these and have two different sets.
Two sets of flyweights.
Yeah, one for the.
So, flyweight is perhaps a type that flyweight of T descending from dictionary of GUID and T, and then you can instantiate. Mind you, that's excessive. You've already got a dictionary that will work fine. Just twice of what you've got, effectively.
Yeah, just talking to my builder right there. Let's see. I think I'm going to do that is what I think, because I only have two things that fall in this category. I've got rooms. Well, it's a mess, right? Because I now have to come in here and figure my way out through this.
Because it's fine, you can put anything you like in this dictionary, but it loses, that is to say, it doesn't reconstitute as the right kind of object when it's dehydrated.
Yeah.
So you put it out, it's just an object which somehow has all of these extra properties on. In fact, it's an interesting point, it may not have. Because object doesn't have all of the... That's
well,
weird.
actually, it's a
How
J
is it
object.
functioning?
It's a Newton-soft J object. Actually, we might be able to solve it this way. If we know the type we're looking for, here, we might be able to solve it here. So let's play with this space, actually. We might be able to work our way around this here. Let's do this. Oh, yeah. Don't make me angry. It's making me angry right here with that purple underline. But I want to say, as Newtonsoft,
Hey, Mark.
it's just a link. Link. Somebody's calling me. What you got, Surly Dev? You can deserialize JSON back into an object using Newtonsoft. Yeah, I kind of am. Yeah, we've done that. We are deserializing. That's not quite the problem. The problem is serialization has taken place, but it was an object when it went out because it was this dictionary of objects, but it was really a tile, and now we're trying to deserialize it as that type, and we can't get to it. But if I make this J object, if I go to this J object here, I might be able to work with this. Is that it? Link? I guess I have to say newtonsoft.json.
Mark, I've got some code here that I've just found. They're in the Skype chat.
Yeah.
There's effectively a J object can have a 2 object of T.
Let's play with that.
Now, it would involve us knowing what the T should be.
Yeah, but
we kind of do.
We do. We know. In fact, we know so well, we're going to be like, sucker, like that. So that's what we want. We want to come up here and say, let's declare this local. There's my J object. And then I'm going to say, boom, to object of T. And I'm going to be like, we just defeated you. You thought you were going to defeat us. Like that. And so it's going to be, boom, like that. I'm going to kill the app. And I think, okay, so we can just do this.
That might work.
All right. I'm feeling like we got some potential happiness here. Let's run it. In which case, now I'm like, awesome. Wouldn't that work well? Wouldn't that be awesome if that worked? Right? Because we were about like, oh, we're going to make the code harder to maintain. Control O. Clear that breakpoint, run it. Add tile. Run it. Give me my breakpoint. Give it to me. Give it to me. What do we got? Maybe it looks like some initialization.
More stuff is continuing. We did not fall over yet.
Setters are being called. Parent good looks good. That data looks okay. All over the place. I'm going to hit Shift 11 to try to get out of this. Okay. F10 here. F11 to go inside. Do we have a valid tile? I think we do. Image file name. Nice. Because it's got an image file name, we might actually see an image drawn here this time. Whereas before we didn't. I'm going to run it. I'm going to clear this breakpoint. That was awesome code you found for me, Rory. Look at that.
I tell you what, Mark, those comeuppance avoiding skills of ours are really getting honed fairly well.
Well, mainly you. I'm riding on the tails of your coattails of your comeuppance avoiding skills. Whew.
You say that like all I didn't do was find some piece of code on stackoverflow.com. And, oh yeah, speak of the comeuppance. And,
all right, what do we got here? This one is not, this is a way more interesting issue here. So we're now at a point where we're trying to actually put something down, right? Trying to draw an image down here. Target, writable bitmap. Do we have a width and height on this thing? 600. 600. The rectangle is in range. And the target rect, by the way, is in, you can see it's 240 and 480. These are all in multiples of 120, which is the size of the rectangle. There's 120 by 120, so that target rect looks good. Source bytes per line, offset is 0, source bytes per line. I'm trying to remember that. I feel like it's just we haven't loaded the image up yet. Interception value, interception is, I think, nothing. Is that right? Value doesn't fall within the expected range. No more. Source pixels. It's a giant array. Target rect. Let me look at the target rect one more time. 240. It doesn't feel like it's far off. Source bytes per line based on all of these things. I think it's not a problem with the numbers.
Okay.
Because the numbers are looking pretty good to me, right? I want to put this in at X coordinate 240. Y is at 0. The width. Yeah, this is all looking good to me. I think the problem is if we've got to go back on the call stack here. Copy image 2. Draw image at. The writable bitmap. What are we passing in? This is my image. Draw image tile over. I think the problem is with the image loaded. Image is here. The tile image. Let's see if I can get any properties about this that tells me about the image.
A lot of nulls and infinities.
Here it is.
Sounding things.
Here's the source. It's rocks black. How big is rocks black texture? Gosh, I feel like we're close.
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
That's a big texture. Out here, rocks black is what? 480 by 480. Okay, so maybe we
And that's
are.
the first image we would be expecting because that's the one you placed outside the door in our map.
Yeah. The big textures. Let's go look at the numbers again on there. Okay, I think there is a problem with the target rect. If this image is 480 by 480, the target rect is mid 32 rect, which means that the other two properties, yeah, they're width and height, right? Width and height. So
We're trying to write something too wide and high.
the crop width and crop height are here. Crop it. Yeah, the problem is the width. If our that's destination.
Our destination is a single tile, which is very much smaller than the 480 by 480 by 480.
Yes. I feel like the crop width and height, the crop width is wrong. The crop width should be, yeah, that's what I'm feeling is wrong about it. But I'm like, it doesn't make sense because it drew it the first time, no problem. So I'm like, wait, why is it not drawing it now this time? This feel like I might have, let's just go back here, draw image at, pixel offset, 240. That's the X position. Wow. Add floor tile. Here's the image. And that image.source. No hint on there. It doesn't tell me. Okay. I don't have a great solution for this because I don't know what's wrong. And I have a feeling seeing it is going to be a little tricky. Add floor tile. Tile.image name. Base texture. Get image. Base texture is get texture. Tile textures first or default. Load floor tiles. Well, we kind of do this on startup anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I just hit F5 to like let it die out here. I'm gonna. When I'm at this point, Roy, I'm like, ugh.
Can we analyze the in-memory data before we load, i.e. that is there correctly, and see if we can spot any differences from what we've been observing in the non-working version?
I guess, but I'm like,
It's a bit of a fishing trip at that point.
yeah, I'm like, I'm a little bit like, oh man, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do a save with no tile data out, so nothing has been saved.
Okay.
Let's do a Control O. Okay, so that worked, right? In other words, it brings everything back up, but we've lost all of the stuff on top of it. Cover Beauty says blue screen's of death. Oh no.
Dude, not good.
All right, let's now see if I can change like just a nice safe one in the middle. Give it a tile. I cannot. Clicking on any of these is doing big fat nothing. Okay. Let me try one more thing just to, I'm kind of staying in a safe zone here of not quite,
It feels like when we kill the content in order to load our data off the disk, we're probably disconnecting a bunch of events that we're not reconnecting.
yeah, I think it's more state related. I don't think the events are getting disconnected. I don't recall any code that did that, and I'm pretty sure they're all there. But I do think state is changing. I think it's, and I think that's what's happening. When we bring it back in, we're not adding all the pieces back in again. That's my theory right now. All right, so now I changed it so that we're importing the Donjon map, and that's going to give us a giant map as we come in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control O to load the other map. That's what I'm going to do. And I just want to see it change. So we see the whole size of it change. So Control O. Nothing happened. Control O again. Oh, there we go.
There it goes. It was just slow because it was dumping the previous content.
Oh, interesting too that it did all that to me. Okay, so all right. And then this will probably fail. Yeah, nothing's happening there. Can I drop things on top of it? That's failing too. All right. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I got like basically 20 minutes and then I got to get out of here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, times like this, I got to take a break, step away, and think about it.
It's good to get a bit of a walk in the park, stretch your legs, get a fresh perspective, come back with fresh eyes.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Kind of thing.
So let's raid another channel. Let's go see who's out there right now. Looks like C# Fritz is out there. We haven't raided him, I think, in a long time, if not ever. We'll start the raid over there, send you over to C# Fritz. We'll see you tomorrow. Roy, you going to be with us tomorrow?
I will indeed. I look forward to it. And I'm sure we'll attack this with fresh eyes and solve all the problems.
Yeah. What's Cover Beardy saying? Thanks for the stream. % minutes after ending, you will solve the problem. Yeah. It happens like every time. I just step away and I'm like, 5 minutes. Yeah, I get it. That's what I think is going to happen. Roy, thanks so much. As always, you're kicking butt every day. Today, you totally saved us with the with that sample code. Like, are you kidding me? We were about to go in a really nasty place. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll pick this up and we'll try to solve this. Say hi to Jeff for me.